divine order.
It is a thing of pleasure that I'm still alive today, 21 years and some months after the birth of our church, right here today at Makoko, the headquarters church of Celestial Church in Nigeria. I have been asked to give a brief history of the church for posterity. My father was a Methodist, born and bred in Dahomey, now Republic of Benin. O Lord, thou give me a boy, I shall give him up to thy service, just as Anna and Elkanah. As a result, I was born in 1909 in Porto Novo of a Nigerian mother named Alake Yafo from Imeko, Egbado Division, Abeokuta Province. I was named Samuel and also Bilewu.
In fulfillment of my father's vow to God, I was sent at the age of 7 for God's service to a Methodist catechist, Moses Yosunu, father of evangelist Nathaniel Yosunu of our church. Because my father was not happy with the way I was treated, he brought me back home and later sent me at the age of 13 to stay with Reverend Bishop David Udunu Loko, the Methodist Bishop of Porto Novo, formerly of Methodist Church Olubugbowo, Lagos, Nigeria. I was there with some other children. After some years, Reverend D.H. Loko was replaced by Bishop Garner from London. The new bishop ordered that we pupils should participate in making blocks for a new college building. We all refused, and so he sent us all back to our parents. When I got home, my father admonished me that I was different from the others because he had specially requested for me from God, and so I had to do the work. Whereupon he took me back to the bishop, but the bishop would not reverse his decision. Whereupon my father said there was no alternative but that I should learn to be a carpenter like himself. I became proficient as a carpenter. I was good at roofing buildings, wood planning, and working with ebony, which I bought regularly from a friend. I kept on working happily as a carpenter until my father died on June 15th, 1939. After my father's death, I continued to bear the burden until December 1946, when I decided that I would henceforth trade in ebony. I would myself go into the forest to purchase ebony and bring this into the town to sell to carpenters. I began this trade going into the forest areas in search of ebony. I bought it cheaply and brought it to the town to sell at a premium. I continued this lucrative trade until one such trip in May 1947 during the flood. As usual, I had my Bible with me. I so loved much to pray. On the 23rd of May 1947, the day of the eclipse of the sun, as I was praying in the forest on this trip, I heard a voice and could not open my eyes. The voice I heard was Luli, and the same voice told me, "This means the grace of Jesus Christ." When I opened my eyes, I saw a white monkey with 2 teeth each, top and bottom, with winged hands and feet like those of a bat. When it wants to fly, it flaps its wings forward, but it was stationary. I saw a bird with yellow feet, yellow beak, and a long tail. It would sometimes fan out its tail like a peacock does, and it was multi-colored. It was also stationary. I also saw a short snake, 1 foot long, as it stood stationary. It was coiled and its mouth puffed like a cobra. When I heard this voice, I noticed I felt quite different from my normal self. I now found myself toying with the snake. The bird stood for a time and then went into the bush. The monkey also flew away. I then noticed that there was a complete change in me. I had rode to the forest by a canoe paddler I hired from Toffing in Granville. I always gave him money for his own food, but he stole some of my soup. Soon after, he began to have stomach pains and groaned to my hearing. I ran to him, inquiring what was the matter. He said all he did was taste some of my soup. I then admonished him that he should not have eaten any of my soup since I gave him money for his own food. I lay my hand on his stomach and the pains left him. He ran away, leaving me alone and saying that he did not wish to stay with this old man who lives in the forest and whose soup he tastes only to find he has stomach pains, which the old man removes simply by placing his hands on his stomach. I was thus left with a canoe without paddler, and I myself did not know how to paddle. This was precisely why I wandered about in the forest for 3 months.
Iṣẹ́ ọ̀ṣọ́fà nínú ìjọ mímọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé lárugẹ. His legacy must never be deserted. Iṣẹ́ ọ̀ṣọ́fà nínú ìjọ mímọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé lárugẹ. His legacy